how I'd stay up and put the bicycles together.
Yeah.
Everybody gone to sleep, and the next morning, Mom says, "Why is he so grouchy?" He says, "Been up all damn night."
Yeah, well,
all down there. And
I guess he's related to Jimmy, because I'm telling you, Jim and Garrett, when Garrett was working for that dispatcher, you know, and had those terrible hours where he's working all nights, you know, and he was always changing shifts. Either he was working 11 to 7 or 7 to 3 or 3 to 11. And, excuse me, it wasn't a standard. I mean, it would just change. And so you'd end up with maybe, like, lucky to have 8 hours off. And Jimmy come home and it'd be sunlight outside. Get your lazy ass out of bed, and that didn't matter that he just fell in bed. And Jimmy, with sunlight outside, get up and work. I don't think she thought about that. And Uncle Bud was no help, you know that. Uncle Bud was the party animal, wasn't he?
yeah,
He was the party animal. You were the do everything. You were the cook. You were the help Granddad fix the fire. You know, we're gonna help do this or fix this or fix that. And that's Jimmy. Yeah, I remember.
Well, Bud get mad because we fixed. Your grandmother fixed everything I like to eat, and nothing that Bud liked.
Well, too bad about that.
Yeah, well, she told him that he helps and he smiles and he's always here and all you do is this and that and watching sports and.
Yeah, you were always helping fix stuff and, you know, do stuff and cheerful, and just because he was tired the day after he was up all night, after he'd worked all day and driven all night. And see, I knew he was doing it. And I knew because I remember waking up in that wonderful back seat and hearing the tires getting filled up on those bicycles.
Ah, okay.
And he said, "No, you just go back to sleep. You just go back to sleep." So that's when I was old enough to know that Santa Claus was putting all that stuff up, you know, when we went to bed at my grandmother's. So, anyway. Oh, that's my first grade teacher. No, she sent me a letter. That was nice, wasn't it?
No, I forget a lot of things. I think about going across the border to Mexico, and you had 2 choices of your plate. And so that's a lot of food. And then they have tequila and everything. And she looks at her plate and starts crying and says, "What's the matter?" Says, "It's too much, I can't eat it."
Because I wasn't a big eater. What I remember about it is they kept picking at Jimmy's hair. And then, do you remember teasing him and saying, "Oh, they're going to want to keep you here. You look just like a Mexican." Do you remember telling him that? And he got, I mean, he was just panicked. He was ready to go. He looked the least like a Mexican of any one of us, I'm telling you. These are some good pictures.
Speaking of station wagons.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking at that one. I could see your dad has his usual lovely smile on his face. Let's see, Santa and me. Oh, wow. Which one is that? Is that the one where the guy was the bum? Dad knew him. Do you remember that? Mrs. Horton, he was out in our neighborhood, and he was out trying to bum stuff, and you went out and you told him, "Now you go on." And he said, okay, boss. And then we went, you took us to go see Santa Claus. And we got up on his lap and he said, hi, how you doing, boss? You don't want to You were just floored. He was just floored. He went home and told Mother. Oh, it was funny. Because he'd run him off, you know. Because Mrs. Horton was by her. What, you know, she was an old lady and she lived by herself. She had that son, you remember? Lived across the street from us in Wedgwood.
Oh, the one that called to tell you that something was going on in the house. Is that the woman that did it? Oh, Jimmy was supposed to mow her lawn?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he hired this other kid to do it. He's at home sitting there having a drink. He said, you're supposed to be mowing lawns, and I already got it mowed now. He says, what do you mean? He said, I hired so-and-so. He's always been a businessman. And he kept half the money and gave him half of it. He didn't do his money. That old lady, one of her, her husband was some oil man or something, and he died, and she was a widow.
Yeah.
And she's always looking for somebody to do the work. She was hard-nosed, too.
Yeah, she wanted it done perfect, and she, you know,
She told Jimmy get on that little go-kart we bought him, and then she goes, he's out in the street again.
God, he loved that go-kart, but we couldn't keep it long because there were too much complaints about it. Garrett, this is my clown dress. I call this my clown dress. It was bright orange. It was for the University of Texas.
Yeah.
Bright orange with white polka dots. And my mother bought me the orange coat to go with it. And it was kind of a rough material. I don't.
Corduroy type?
No, dear, not corduroy. Kind of like it had full threads on it. I don't know how to explain because I'm not good at material. But it was a gorgeous little fitted coat where, you know, you definitely go. You buy it to go with the dress. Kind of like if you're got more money and you want to do it. And that was what I wore to those ball games at the University of Texas, was that dress and that orange coat. And it's quite popular. But I call that my clown dress. It was just a little straight shift, but it had that ruffle with the wire in it.
Yeah.
All the way around. Cute dress. I'll never forget that dress and that coat. She was getting me while wardrobe to send me off. I don't think she intended for me to come back. She was like, okay. Got rid of this one. Yeah, there it is. You can see it was polka dot. It's not color. My.
Aren't you in front?
Usually, unless I'm right here.
That right there.
Yeah. I was trying to find that Martinez kid. He may not have been in that class. And everybody sticking up for that kid. They were passing around money for something, you know, get a nickel, get a few things. And it ended up a nickel short. And the teacher said, you know, everybody could lay their heads down on the desk, and then if the nickel reappeared, it was going to be all right. And everybody thought this little Mexican boy stole it, okay? It was clear. So I just put the nickel in. I didn't want to hear any more of it, because they always thought he did what was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell I was polka dot. If it was orange, you could tell how bright orange it was.
Is it bright orange like a hunter's bright orange?
No, that would be OSU. It was bright. It wasn't burnt orange, but it was, you know, well, good looking once, wasn't I?
I didn't know that there were wedding pictures like that.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
You didn't know I had a bride picture.
too old.
I told you, wedding pictures are expensive. I know.
I've done a few of them.
I was pretty good looking back then. This is me, guys. I don't know what age I was.
Well, there's no date.
No.
You think 3 or 4?
Which one is it? That's probably 4
5.
or 5.
Yeah.
No, about 5. Mother and me and Steinkamp had me in gloves. Don't you remember that? Little outfits with gloves and little matching socks. No, that's not quite dressed up enough for 5. I was putting
And
on the
that
dog by 5. Oh yeah, that's my baby picture. This is the original, it's not the proof. What's this? Is this a picture of the wedding? Mother's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I didn't know that existed. It's Mother's wedding.
What'd you do with that clear plastic clarinet?
Oh, that was Uncle Buzz.
Huh?
That was Uncle Buzz. Oh, you mean the one you bought for
Yeah.
me? That one,
But Bud come over and played it. He just thought
yeah,
that-
but he had a clear plastic
Huh?
clarinet. He had a clear plastic clarinet that he won.
But the one that he played was yours over at the house.
Well,
Because he soon picked it up and he wet that reed
yeah,
and
he
he
could really
played.
play.
He really
Yeah.
could play.
Here, I'm gonna
Gotta
let you
remember
try
that.
this other one. Oops, dropping stuff here. See, that's neat.
Good.
It'll go in the family archives.
Yeah, get that picture. It is.
Hey, look who's coming!
Oh, one thing I did find in this that you want to know about. Behind this picture,
Here. Come here. Come here. Good boy.
and I don't know what the clover leaf was, but it was glued on there.
The clover leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck.
You're getting big and fat.
Hey, you better not say that about him. That hurts his feelings.
Oh, I was talking about the leg on the
He
chair.
said I'm going to lose weight today because I didn't get my bite of bacon. I had it down to nothing.
Oh, you didn't get any? Oh, you poor thing.
He's pointing at me.
Camino, smile, talk to the camera. Camino the dog. There's
Where-
There's Granddad.
Oh, don't do this. I don't have makeup on this one.
Don't do me. I don't like that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and turn it off.